everyone, it's Ashley and I'm back with a makeup tutorial, and this time I'm going to actually show you how to create a good fairy look. And a lot of the products I'm going to use are kind of inexpensive or Dollar Tree type of items, and I thought it'd be really fun to show you. And this is actually part of a collaboration that I'm doing with Heather and Stephanie here on YouTube. I will leave links in the description box to their channels down below, and they're going to be each doing a different spin on this. So Heather is going to be doing a combination of a good fairy and a bad fairy in her look, and Stephanie will be doing a bad fairy. So they both have really great makeup skills and their channels are awesome, so definitely check them out. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to create this look, and kind of the theme for mine for Good Fairy is actually going to be Krista from Fern Gully. And if you guys ever seen that, she's kind of like a woodland fairy, and she's supposed to be, you know, a very brave, kind of positive fairy. So my friend Sarah Elizabeth here on YouTube actually suggested that I do this one, particularly because she said I look kind of similar. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of Krista from Fern Gully and put my own spin on it as well. So here we go. So the first step is I'm actually going to put a base on. I'm using the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This is a $6 face primer and it works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and add that all over my face just to give it a nice base to start with. For the next step, I'm going to go ahead and apply a concealer. I'm going to be using the Fergie Come Correct concealer, and this one works like a dream, especially if you want like a nice bright look. And my favorite trick for this is to actually carry the concealer from the inner corners of my eye all the way down kind of into a triangle shape, and then all the way up to the back here. And I know this is a trick a lot of celebrity makeup artists use, but it just really, you know, kind of brightens up that whole section of your face. So I actually put it on before I put on my foundation, and I don't actually blend my foundation in too high on this. I just keep it, you know, blended really well right in this area. So it just gives you kind of like a brighter, fresher look. For my next step, I'm going to go ahead and apply the e.l.f. Flawless Foundation. I think this is awesome, and it does give you a really flawless finish, and I think it's only $6, so a great deal. My next step is to actually fill in my eyebrows, and I'm going to use my Little Black Beauty book from e.l.f. and take one of the darker shades here, which is this dark brown, and go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. And I'm going to be using my Eco Tools shade brush here just because it's such a tiny brush. I find it works really well for getting into those little areas in your eyebrows. One reason I'm actually going with kind of a darker brow too is Krista from Fern Gully has a very kind of heavier brow and then a really bright red lip. So I'm kind of trying to mimic that, and then with the eyeshadow I'm actually going to turn it into kind of a woodland look to it, so it kind of all goes together hopefully. For the next one, I'm actually going to take the Maybelline Color Tattoo, and this is in the color Nude Pink. And you can find these at the Dollar Tree sometimes. If not, they're definitely still worth the drugstore price because they work really well. And it has a really lovely nude pink shade. I'm going to use that as the cream kind of base for my whole eyelid. For the next step, I'm actually going to apply some Coty Airspun, and this is the loose face powder. This is a tip that I learned from Lisa Bruce here on YouTube, and I'm just going to apply it right underneath my eyes here because that's where I'm going to get the most fallout. And this is kind of a glittery look, so it definitely helps if you can get rid of some of the fallout afterwards. So for the next part of this look, I'm actually going to create a whole eyeshadow look kind of around the idea of this eyeliner pencil, and this is a darker green eyeliner pencil, and what I'm going to do is actually trace in my crease here and then bring it out into a cat eye. So the whole look is actually going to be around that. If you have regular shaped eyelids and you don't have kind of hooded eyes like I do, like mine kind of fold into, then you can actually follow your crease exactly. For me, I'm going to have to exaggerate a little because I do have hooded eyes, so I'm going to actually draw my own line in here a little bit higher than what you might be doing. For most people, you're going to follow exactly inside the crease here, but for me with the hooded eyes, I have to exaggerate it a little bit. So I'm actually going to draw this in, but a little bit higher than where I typically would have my crease. The next step after you've kind of drawn in your little crease line to follow is to actually use a very dark green here, and I'm actually going to use this one from my little black beauty book. And you're going to create kind of the outer section filled in with that green color following the lines there. So I'm just going to use my shade brush again because it is a very small brush and just fill in those spots. And as you can see so far, I kind of just brought it in from this corner all the way into about here, and then followed actually a little bit of the socket line here. So I'm going to actually start moving in with a medium color from this section over and, kind of blend it out right in here as well. So for the medium color, I'm actually going to use this green here. This was the green that I used before, and I'm going to use that one next. When I get to that section right in here, I'm actually going to blend just slightly so that it kind of transitions a little bit softer. For this next section, because this is kind of like a woodland fairy, I'm going to go with kind of greens and golds. So I'm actually going to take this kind of tangerine, almost golden color, and use it on the first section of my eye and kind of blend that in a little bit. And I'm actually going to kind of overlay the design here just slightly too on the top, so it's got a little bit more golden tone to it. I'm also going to carry the color down just slightly into the corner here, and then I will actually carry it towards the bottom section as well in the inner part of the eye. For this next step, I'm actually going to take a Dollar Tree product. This is the Milani Baked Eyeshadow, really beautiful in the color Green Fortune. And what I'm going to do is actually layer this in the center part of my eye. If you don't have this color, you can also use kind of a gold or even a yellow to give you a little bit of a pop right in the center of the eye. And I'm actually going to bring it into the little crease line here, just so it makes it a little bit softer. And underneath my eye, I'm going to go ahead and actually line it using that same color, and just to give it a little bit of extra sparkle and a little bit of darkness and color as well. For the last step for this part, I'm actually going to take the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeliner pencil in black, and I'm just going to line my eyes and actually continue it straight up to here. And for the last step, I'm actually going to go ahead and use my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara that I'm trying to use up here, and just because I want kind of like a fluttery eyelash look, so this is a good lengthening one. And this is all lengthening mascara, nothing else added. So it's amazing what a good lengthening mascara can do for your eyelashes. So for the next step, I'm actually going to apply some blush and some highlighter. So I'm actually going to use the e.l.f. blush palette. This is in the light one, and I think I'm going to go with kind of the more medium shade here, and hopefully get kind of like a natural flush look. For the next step, I'm actually going to go ahead and apply the Maybelline City Shimmer in Gold Pagoda. This is a Dollar Tree item that I found, and it's just a cream kind of highlighter, so I'm going to apply a little bit with my fingertips all along the tops of my cheekbones. And what it does is it gives you kind of that like highlighted look. It like lifts up your face in those particular areas. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit on this side as well. And if you want to look even more refreshed, you can always add a little bit of highlighter right in here above your lip, and it gives you kind of more of a pouty look as well. For the next step, I'm going to try to mimic the same kind of bright red lips that Krista has from Fern Gully. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lip gloss in the color Ruby Kiss, and it's just a really easy one to apply. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that one on. So I kind of messed with my hair, and I tried to make it look a little bit more like Krista from Fern Gully, and hopefully it looks a little bit fairy-ish as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this good fairy look, and definitely check out Stephanie's look for a bad fairy and Heather's look for a kind of a combination in between. So I can't wait to see what they came up with, and I'm sure it's awesome because they have some great skills. So if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!